So we're here inside FitLife Paarl today with one of my personal favorite clients, Ivar Hayward, the owner. We've worked together for many years, since his early days in the industry and my early days in the industry. I've seen him really walk a journey and build what he's built till this day, which is really inspiring, impressive, and he's really built a lifestyle that I believe any gym owner would aspire to, as well as a really successful business. When I walked in here, what I noticed immediately was the inspiring feeling of this place, and the aesthetic aspects of it that just make it such a pleasure to be here, as well as what's changed, because the last time I was here was when Ivar was building the gym, and even then it was impressive, and just to see how far it's come till this day has been such a pleasure. So without further ado, Ivar, it's really nice to be here together, and thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure.
Please tell me a little bit about your journey and how it all started.
Well, I started as a CrossFit-only gym about 12 years ago, and I think CrossFit kind of changed the industry forever. It brought about that community feeling, it brought about functional fitness, high intensity, constantly varied, all those things that I feel is really going to stick when it comes to fitness. But with time, I kind of noticed that I have to adapt. I was never really subscribing to any fundamentalist type of fitness, so I always wanted to move with the market. And after a couple of years, I realized that I need to change a bit. So I immediately tried to grow organically into a space where I can run 2 classes at the same time, because that kind of opened up everything for me. Then I started running like high intensity classes on the one side, CrossFit classes on the other side. And as time grew, I grew into even a larger space. My clientele grew, and then about 3 years ago, I got this idea of I want to create a all-inclusive fitness facility. That is now this hybrid model that we have now. It's kind of combining the old school conventional gym with the functional gyms that I started. And from there on further, I kind of just organically grew to what we have here now, and it's just a beautiful combination, I feel, yes, getting everything together.
It's really amazing. Like walking in here, you notice it's not just a place to train, but it's a beautiful place to be. And part of that is when you mention all-inclusive, I noticed a restaurant, coffee shop in the entrance. I noticed a workspace, almost like a co-working space. Yes. Not just a table that someone can sit at, but a beautiful place to be. And a kids area. Was this all part of the plan when you were building this facility?
100%. So, like I said, the idea of this hybrid facility came about 3 years ago. So I have a lot of time to kind of just think about how I want to really do it. And I think if you would have noticed when you come in, I've created like pockets. Yes. Initially you walk into kind of a boutique-y style cardio equipment, traditional selectorized machines. It's kind of a boutique-y feel. Then you move into a slightly more rugged free weight area, a functional area with some functional equipment. And then there's an old school weightlifting, powerlifting area as well that's a bit more gritty. And then obviously we have the class facility here, where we now run Fit 45 classes, CrossFit classes, and now Hyrox classes as well.
Yes.
So, and then obviously with the kids play area and the coffee shop and the co-working space, that the idea was to invite the entire family. So I think a lot of people, when they heard I'm going to do this hybrid model, move away from the functional class only, which is traditionally seen as the community type gym.
Yes.
Was scared that I'm going to lose that sense of community.
Yes.
But I was also scared that I will. But I think because that was always in my head, and even with the design, I've always tried to focus to keep that community. And I think that is probably our biggest accomplishment, is to keep that. And now you'll find that a family is coming. Dad goes and do free weights, mom goes and do the classes, one of the kids goes and do PT, the other kid goes to the play area, and we have a carer that takes care of the little kids there. So, and then afterwards everyone has a smoothie at the coffee shop. So it actually works out quite beautifully how everyone can come in, do their own little thing in their own little pocket, and then move out together as a family.
And it's clear they can spend more time here than just the time that they are training.
Absolutely. Have you guys seen the showers? I think you really must take a quick peek of the showers, because and that is all a credit to Hiker. I did nothing there.
Yeah.
But it's really beautiful showers. Everyone's got their own little private area where they can shower. So when they've done the training, they can shower. They can go sit in the co-working space or in the coffee shop, and we get it quite a lot that people almost spend the entire day here. So yeah, that's very nice to see. And that is also what builds community, right? Because people have conversations the whole time, and it's just a nice buzz that you get.
You mentioned Hiker, your wife.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about how you work together to design and build what you've built.
Yeah, so well, also I think just to mention it also ties in with the previous question is obviously family is the central point of almost all our decisions. So when we moved into this building, we immediately knew that she needs to be in this building as well. So you can actually see what she's up to when you look through the glass windows.
Yeah.
And so that means we come in the morning to the same building, to the same workspace, and the kids can come get dropped off here in the afternoons, and they can play in the play area and move around. Yeah. So we kind of just do everything together. So she had a lot of say when it comes to the aesthetics of the gym, and it really shows, especially in the coffee shop and the bathroom areas. And I think it's just a beautiful kind of collaboration that we have, because we both always wanted a coffee shop. We've always wanted a drive-through coffee shop, and this building kind of just beautifully already leaned itself towards that. So it just works. Some days when I sleep late, she comes in early, and some days when she sleeps late, I comes in early, and we kind of just work together.
What I love about everything you're saying is it's the typical example of somebody who builds something that they themselves would love to spend the majority of their time in.
Yes.
And you've built it around your values in terms of family and community and fitness and health, and it really shines through.
Yes. I think you have to be creator of your own universe. So you have to design your life to fit your lifestyle and what you want to how the way you want to live. And we not only created that here for ourselves, but also for other families to come and do the same kind of thing here.
Yeah. When I walked in here, one of the things that I thought as I walked in was, I wonder how much a membership costs here, because it's such an awesome place with so much that it offers. And actually, when we chatted about it, I realized that your memberships are very much relatively affordable. Can you talk me through your thought process around pricing?
Look, I've always struggled with this question in terms of should I go for serve a smaller amount of members with higher prices, because it is a kind of an upmarket facility. But because I started out as a community-based gym, and I've always had my memberships at a price where I feel I can serve the teacher, I can serve the guy helping out at the church. I really want the entire community to be able to afford this.
And to have access.
Yes. And that is, I think, one of the most essential points that kind of built this strong community that I have now, is that it's open to many people, and obviously in this industry, that your biggest advertising is word of mouth.
Absolutely.
So it kind of just that is what grew our strong community.
Yes.
So I would hesitate to make my memberships all of a sudden quite a bit higher, because I feel I'm going to alienate the support base that I've always had, the people who's had my back for the last 10 years.
Yes, absolutely.
It is a difficult point, however. As a business owner, it's a good problem to face, because the facility is getting big, it's getting full. I need to decide how am I going to manage this memberships. And I don't know the answer yet, so if you have ideas, you can let me know. To grow a business successfully, you need to spend quite a lot of time in that business to kind of, I always kind of say, like the business blood flows through my veins. It's like I feel the business. I can't explain it. Yeah. It's a bit of it's like I said, it's an intuition. And you only develop that intuition after a couple of years inside the business.
Yeah.
And I think you start to then develop skills, like how not to stress about stuff, and what is the main goal here, and keep your focus on the main goal, and forget about the side stuff that can come later, and just make your important decisions need to be to get to the main goal.
Yeah.
And I think I'm handling quite a lot more stress now, and I'm stressing much less than I would have 8 years ago.
Well, you have the perspective of 8 years.
Yes.
Or however long.
100%.
Perspective to know that
12 years.
certain things are just not the end of the world.
There was a point after 4 years that I desperately wanted to sell. I wanted out. It was just too much for me. At that stage, the benefits versus the input just wasn't enough for me.
Yes.
But it's like, I think most industries, like there's a growth period where it's slow, and right towards the end there's exponential growth.
Exactly.
And you have to go through that.
One of my favorite concepts is called the dip. And the dip is when you first start a business, there's this honeymoon phase, which is awesome because you start from a very low base.
Yes.
So you grow quite nicely. And then you plateau a little bit, and then there's a dip. And that's where most businesses fail. And it's just trying to get through that tough time and getting to the other side of it. And it's something that's actually, it's a concept that's gotten me through a few hard times as well.
And that is exactly what happened. Hey, I also had a very good growth in the beginning because back then CrossFit was everything, right?
Yeah.
So everyone just kind of joined. And then when CrossFit became less popular, there was a dip.
Yeah.
And now what now? Now I have to reinvent myself. And then came the struggles with COVID, and so there's been many dips.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's ain't got nothing more to say about that.
Yeah. What is your favorite part of your day?
Mornings.
Mornings.
I love mornings, especially if I coach early mornings, which I don't do as much anymore as I used to, because obviously there's our family and there's a whole bunch of other responsibilities. But let's say 1 or 2 mornings that I do coach early in the morning, I actually quite love it. Come in here, have a coffee, start the day fresh. After my 3 classes, I realize most people are not even at work yet, and I just feel fresh, and I feel like carpe diem.
Awesome.
Seize the day.
So basically going back to basics of the thing that you love.
Yes. Always. I'll never stop coaching.
Yeah.
As long as I'm in this industry, I want to still coach.
Yeah.
I think as a business owner, there's been many challenges in this industry, and I think one was my own training. I've always struggled to make time to train in my own facility, where I'm responsible for everything, and being the A-type personality that I am, I see all the things that I need to focus on, and I struggle to. Training was a passion, right? And it was something to just make me forget about everything.
Yeah.
So once moving into the fitness industry, I think anyone that moves into this industry that has a passion for training is going to go through this stage.
Yes.
And they need to just find a way through it, get over themselves, pull themselves up and say, this is what it is, find a way to get to training.
Yeah.
And I think I also went through the same thing about coaching, is I started coaching and it was fun. I loved it. I loved engaging with the members. And then all the stresses of the business came, all the decisions I have to make. And then all of a sudden I found myself looking up to coaching. I really didn't want to do it. I was feeling like down. And then also I needed to find a way to get over myself and to get back to the basic and distinguish that hour of coaching with the rest of the business decisions.
Yeah.
So I feel now I'm at a stage now where I'm mature enough to be able to train without having all the stresses influence me in that session, in that time. And same thing with coaching.
Yeah.
Disengage from all the stuff and just be fully present in that hour of coaching.
Yes.
And if I don't continue to push myself to do that, I feel I'm going to lose kind of track of. I'm going to lose that heartbeat. I'm going to be alienating myself from the business.
And you're also setting a really good example for your other coaches who are seeing you lead from the front.
Try to. Yes. Yeah. So I also I try to look. Leadership is an important thing for me. I always try and be a good leader. I've been fortunate enough to be in a leadership position from a very little age. So I think there's a lot of things that I've realized even from a small age, and I've just found that if I ask someone to move the boxes for me, And even if I just start by moving one box myself, it always is just, it's always the way to do it. You always have to show that you're also willing to and also able to do anything that you ask from someone else. And you'll just get a buy-in so much better.
Ivar, in your business, what is something that you can't live without?
My wife, 100%, yeah. She's always there when I need to talk about something. I don't really ask her to help me make decisions because I know I'm always going to anyway do what I think is best. But she is a solid soundboard, and she is always there to support me, and she's inside this place, and she helps me with so many other things that I really won't be able to do this without her.
So she's a co-founder.
100%, she is. Yeah, we are 50-50 in each other's businesses.
Yes.
So like without her, there was no way that I would have had the guts to take this plunge of creating this facility last year.
Awesome. I don't have an official co-founder, but I can probably say my wife has been that sounding board as well, and it just helps to have that person who understands everything about what you do in a way that no one else would.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Ivar, we've spoken about the journey building to FitLife Paarl, but what we haven't mentioned is you also have a model where you have 2 other facilities as well. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes, of course. So actually, the 2 owners is privately owned gyms. It's called FitLife Wellington and FitLife The Yard. That's in Valdivia Estate.
Yes.
And they are privately owned. They actually all come from, we were all together in one big gym. And then some of those members started qualifying themselves and started feeling that they want to go into this industry. Yes. So it kind of branched away from FitLife Paarl. And what I've done is I've created a trademark called FitLife. And this is basically running the mechanics of the gym. So we offer a whole array of programs. We offer some, like I've mentioned, the Fit 45, the Hyrox, strength and conditioning, but then there's a bunch of other programs, weightlifting, powerlifting, general fitness, and there's a whole bunch of programs that we offer to those other gyms. And as well, we do all the mechanics. So we do the debit orders, the fee recons, the financial emails, the cash flow statements. And we help them with the financials and with the pay as you earn and all those things. So what essentially this does is it's a privately owned gym, so they completely run their own show, but they can focus on the member. And we take away all the stresses of the back end for them. So that sometimes it's difficult for a small gym to start where the owner needs to ask for the fees and deal with that side, and then also do the coaching and all that stuff. So
also quite nice that instead of competing with each other, you work together.
100%.
It actually just it builds
Yes.
the whole.
Yes, and obviously there's some other stuff happening as well. If there's competitions, we invite each other.
Yes.
We kind of have it's almost like a franchise model, but there's a lot of flexibility. So everyone can kind of do their own thing, but they subscribe to a certain look and feel with their own little twist. But for the most part, we have one website going to all 3 gyms. So yes, it's, there's a lot of stuff that's the same. You know, when you go there, you're going to get more or less the same type of program, more or less the same type of training, but each one has their own flavor.
Their own feel. Ivar, you've been part of the Octiv family, as we call it, for a very long time, since the beginning. How do you currently use Octiv in your gym, and what do you think are the most important aspects of it for you?
Well, listen, if there was no Octiv, there was no FitLife. Really, it is absolute integral part of my business. Bookings, all my finances, my access control, all the control that I need to run the business is through Octiv. And you guys have been like absolutely amazing. If you've done some stuff only for me, especially. Yeah.
I wouldn't repeat that.
We're gonna have to cut that part out.
No, not really, because actually the things that's we work closely together, and we've gotten a lot of really valuable feedback from you. You may think that we've done it only for you, But if it works for you, it's
You
probably going
haven't?
to work. If it works for you, it's probably going to work for
You
many
mean you haven't
other
done
people
access
as well.
control for me?
Well, you were our guinea pig. So, yeah.
Okay. No, but listen. So, and also the functionality for me to run the other two gyms as well. It's FitLife The Yard and FitLife Wellington. That functionality is just invaluable for us. So yes, it's been an absolute pleasure. And I think the most important part is, as I also try to be in this business, is you have your entire staff that is absolutely amazing, that we can contact anytime there's something that is missing. But the moment there's a problem that I feel needs like immediate solving, I know that you are there to call and say, Mark, please help me out here. And without that, I mean, it's a different story. So I must thank you for that, for always being there when I know I need some more urgent attention. I don't know if you can repeat that as well, because I don't know. Everyone doesn't want to phone you, but
that's fine.
okay.
In the same breath, I also thank you for being very understanding and being always one of our early users when we launch something new. And usually when you launch something new, there's always issues that you never saw coming, and you've been one of the most understanding people. So it really is a lovely relationship that we have, and we really appreciate you.
Mark, I think you would agree that people are usually actually very accommodating and very understanding, because everyone running a business understands that it's not easy.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be growing pains. I think the most important thing, and something that I must compliment you guys on, is communication. Whenever I felt that something is too slow, I could always communicate, and there was good communication back, and that keeps the relationship healthy.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate it, and it's absolutely lovely to be here.
It's a pleasure. Good to have you guys.